The Russians sent several tanks and APCs to attack a Ukrainian village. As they advanced closer, they spread their vehicles in different directions. When they reached the outskirts of the village, they began shelling the Ukrainian defense line. Their goal was simple: confuse the Ukrainian defenders and prevent them from reacting to attacks coming from multiple sides. Within just a few minutes, the armored vehicles reached their positions. Everything seemed to be going according to plan. Meanwhile, on the Ukrainian side, the soldiers were under heavy shelling.
Сука, Кольцов на месте.
On the other side, Russian soldiers on an APC kept moving forward. The APC hit the first mine, then another. Four mines in just a couple of minutes. Surprisingly, the Soviet-era armored vehicle managed to withstand all those Ukrainian mines. Eventually, the APC stopped, but every soldier inside survived, even after a drone struck the front of the vehicle. By that time, they had already reached their intended position. The soldiers quickly jumped out of the APC, took cover, and the assault began. After the heavy attack, Ukrainian soldiers were ordered to retreat. They packed up their equipment and began moving back, carefully navigating the dangerous terrain. But on their way, they noticed a Russian drone lying in wait. They quickly fired, neutralizing the drone, but the constant threat of enemy drones kept them on edge. Despite the heavy shelling from the Ukrainian side, the Ukrainians managed to lay mines to slow the Russian retreat. They tried to secure their ammunition and fire back. But their shots missed under the pressure of incoming fire. Many shelters were burning, forcing the soldiers to leave behind some of their equipment in order to save their lives. But that day, luck wasn't on the Ukrainian side. While carrying 6 soldiers and 1 injured comrade, a Russian drone struck the retreating group. 5 soldiers, including the injured one, were killed instantly. Only 2 soldiers survived, both severely wounded. Forced to flee to save their own lives, they had to leave their fallen comrades behind. This grim reality shows the harshness of the battlefield. Sometimes, despite all effort and bravery, luck simply isn't on your side. Now they were ready to send more soldiers into that area, occupy the village, and eliminate the Ukrainian troops holding that area. The Russian soldiers pushed into the trenches, firing non-stop as they crawled and dragged themselves forward. The 3 men who had just climbed out of the APC were firing relentlessly, barely giving the Ukrainians a second to react. Under this overwhelming barrage, the Ukrainian soldiers became confused. The sound of gunfire echoed from every direction, and they mistakenly fired toward the wrong side. The Russians were attacking from a different angle, almost right in front of them, but hidden by the chaos. In the middle of this, 1 Russian shot struck a Ukrainian soldier's helmet. Stunned, the soldier dropped down and crawled back as fast as he could, barely managing to save his own life. With the trenches collapsing into panic and no clear line of sight, the Ukrainian soldiers had no choice. They pulled back and fled to survive. This is the harsh truth of war. Sometimes, survival means retreat. Now the Ukrainian soldier had managed to pull away from the Russians in the trenches, but the danger wasn't over. They were still under constant surveillance. Russian FPV drones were circling above, watching every movement, ready to strike if the soldiers made even a small mistake. One wrong step could cost them their lives. Moving through heavy Russian gunfire, the retreating Ukrainians had to follow every word from their commander. His voice over the radio was the only guide that could lead them out of this deadly zone.
Забирайте втрох! Быстро в окоп!
У меня инженер ранен в ногу. Мы чуть-чуть продвигаемся, сейчас это пулю
Сонечка, 1-300. 3 человека его понесло, у него брюшное ранение. Передайте нам медевак, пусть встречают в окопе. Да идем, блядь, как шли! Идем, как шли, чё? Ну, то идем, блядь, что делать?
Пацаны, доползли туда.
Ползем, ползем! Прикрывай! Здорово!
Здорово.
Это наша, блядь. Пацаны, я кидаю гранату. 2 человека, двигайте сразу туда. У меня есть.
But even during the retreat, an FPV drone exploded near their position. Debris slammed into one of the Ukrainian soldiers, causing sharp pain, but he pushed forward.
Гранату закидывай. И давите огнем. Давите постоянно огнем. Одиночкой.
Граната! Граната!
There was no time to stop. They continued crawling and shifting carefully across the open ground, trying to reconnect with their base area through radio contact.
И тебя тоже надо гонять, давай.
На дальней траншеи бить!
Давайте.
Проходим, по Питеру убегаем!
Проходим! Пошли, блядь! Идем.
That's when they learned the worst news. More Russian troops were already entering the same zone. Any movement now had to be slow, silent, and precise.
Так, я штаны поправлю побольше.